It's the return of Sam Tira-Tira, the main middle blocker para sa Binan Oct Arellano Chiefs, looking to defend their home court against a team that is very hungry in getting their first win of the season. Will Andrea Yap set themselves up for victory? Yan at marami pang iba ang kailangan nating alamin dito lamang sa MPVA Season 2 ang liga para sa lahat. At kanina lamang nakita natin ang Negros Immaculada Mega Wide getting a 3-set victory kontra sa Marikina Lady Shoemasters. What an entertaining first series it is. But today, we're gonna be witnessing two teams that are starting to get their gears on, mas magandang opensa. And now, in their home floor, Binan looks to continue to defend the land gaya ng ginawa nila mula kahapon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Season 2. My name is Hans Galeria, joined by Lois Santa Maria and of course Quinn Barcarcia at courtside. Lois, it was one pretty amazing series na nakita natin nung unang laban.
Well, for this match, medyo similar yung mangyayari. Another team came from a win and another team hoping to bounce back from a loss from yesterday's match.
And we are talking about the team that has won yung kanilang laban kahapon, none other than the Binan Oct Arellano Chiefs. They won their last game kontra sa Marikina and not a lot of starters showed up, but they still got the job done.
And as you can see here, numbers really speaks for themselves. And itong pinakita ng Binan really showed how they dominated in all departments. You can see a total of 75 points over the 34 points of Marikina. In terms of attacks, really kitang-kita mo yung gap. And in terms of blockings and aces, also courtesy of Nomasi, which contributed 5 points para makuha itong aces na to. With less errors, they still managed to, again, dominate itong laban against Marikina.
Whether it's Domasig or Cafe, the two setters are making it happen for their team, and one that has appeared to be the main scorer in Sam Tira-Tira's absence was Sayla Segovia na nakakuha ng karapatang puntos into setting up her team for victory.
And again, nakikita natin na madaming mga middle blockers na nagsa-step up ngayon, and one of which is Sayla Segovia, contributing 8 points with 6 attacks, 1 block, and 1 ace from their match against Marikina.
Now that is a lot of depth para sa kanilang kupunan if they want to even utilize it for this game. Pero ang kalaban nila, gutom para sa unang panalo. It's the Caloocan AM Spikers that was so close, diba? It's quite a very emotional run for them right from the start, but they had to let go of that victory and experience another defeat against Negros.
Well, Caloocan was really on the verge of victory. However, they still remain winless dahil sa pagkatalo nila against Negros from yesterday's match. As you can see, hindi nalalayo ang mga puntos. They had 100 points in total over Negros in terms of attacks. However, dito nakita na in terms of other department, talagang mas naging consistent lang itong Negros.
There were a lot of opportunities for them to step up, and in the first 2 sets, yan ang kanilang ginawa in making it happen. And it was, of course, led by the charge of their captain, Shika Espinosa, scoring 13 points against Negros.
Well, even though it's a collective effort, somebody really stood out, and it's Shika Espinosa contributing 14 points of attacks and 2 aces.
That is a player, that is a leader that will continue to bridge forth kung ano ang kailangan gawin ng Caloocan as they catch victory, while you can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Muli, iniimbitahan namin ang lahat na pumunta dito sa Arellano University Gym dahil mag-uumpisa na maya-maya lamang ang ating second match of the day. We're gonna turn it over to our venue announcer for Binan kontra sa Caloocan.
Presenting our officials for match number 23. First referee, Mr. Ranji Padayao. Second referee, Mr. Paul Framir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The games continue here at the Arellano University Gymnasium in the city of Manila. This is Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, ang liga para sa lahat. It's the second game of our Thursday doubleheader featuring the Caloocan AM Spikers and the Binan Oct Arellano University Lady Chiefs. Now it's time to meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Caloocan AM Spikers. Led by team captain, outside hitter number 8, Chica Espinosa. Setter number 1, Rica Diolan. Outside hitter number 5, Tara Nieva. Middle blocker number 6, Angel Ledesma. Opposite hitter number 9, Rhea Manalo. Middle blocker number 16, Sonsi Daha. And their starting libero is number 4, Shin Lacerda. The coach for Caloocan is Michael Palermo. Now let's meet the starters for your Binan Oct Arellano University Lady Chiefs. Middle blocker number 2, Sam Tira. Outside hitter number 7, Laika Tudlasan. Opposite hitter number 10, Moming Padillon. Outside hitter number 14, Hart Villaflores. Setter number 15, Kat Tomasig. Middle blocker number 16, Casey Punsalan. And their starting libero is number 6, Alec Pablo. The coach for Binan is Mr. Obet Javier.
Here are your starting lineups for Caloocan. It's Jolan going back to setter, Zonchi Dahab, Ledesma, Espinosa, Nieva, Manalo, and Lacerna. Para naman sa Binan, it's Domasig, Tira making his return or her return, Punsalan, Villaflores, Tudlasan, Padillon, and Pablo. Now that is going to be a moment for both of these players as Binan looks to defend home turf for the second straight day in a row kontra sa Caloocan, who are very hungry to get a victory for the ladies in orange and white.
Well, for these two teams, I think etong Binan, they can just maintain what they did, retain all their plans being up against Caloocan, and it's a matter for Caloocan to at least make adjustments dito sa kanilang game plan.
And Tudlasan couldn't get it in time. Not the best first ball there. They go to Manalo. Domasig with a 1-2 play.
Again, Domasig, very attentive, even at this very early points.
Kat Domasig, you were hyping her up during the pregame with those 5 service aces, and look where she is now, at the service line.
Living in the service line, Domasig can really put Caloocan at a disadvantage.
Kumbaga, kahit hindi pa nagsisimula yung laban, sinisimulan niya na talaga, and that could bode very well for them depending on how this goes. But as of this moment, for everybody watching us dito mismo sa Arellano University Gym. Maraming salamat po for making your way here, especially for all of the students in AU looking to support their home team wearing pink and purple, or maybe that's even blue. You gotta go here for the Arellano Gym and show your support. At kung sakali naman na hindi, you can still give us a visit live at Puso Pilipinas, whether it's at the app or at the website when you download it at your desktop. That's a moment that you can use, and you saw them right away. Everybody's supporting Binan, and that's very apparent dahil ito nga ang kanilang home floor.
And I think they can really appreciate this, performing well para dito sa match na to, knowing that they have a lot of support playing in their home court.
Jolan sets it up. Manalo. Not just yet. Kabila naman. Jolan wants to go quick. Laika. That's a give for China Tanagan. Tudlasan again.
Tudlasan starting off strong, even here in the first set. And we all know how reliable itong si Tudlasan. And even yung mga points na nako-contribute niya each time she plays.
Tudlasan only playing limited minutes in yesterday's game. So rest assured na nakapagpahinga ng maayos ang ace ng Binan as the Lady Chiefs are up 3-1. Punzalando got a starting nod.
An early error coming from Domasig.
Now it's Espinosa looking to serve. That's a quick. And that's the height advantage for Sam Tira-Tira.
Tira-Tira already found a spot. So you can see it only takes a little effort because she already got the height. And kailangan niya lang gawin ay ibabawan yung bola. And the right placement of her hands.
Kadalasan may delay pa yun because your middle blocker needs to jump. Not for Sam. Jolan gets it to Manalo. Someone was there. Domasig tosses it to Hart, who goes way out. Point for Caloocan.
And Villa Flores wasn't able to make an adjustment there. And coming off from a break ball, something that's really hard to make adjustments to.
Plays on. Now they go for a combination play. Espinosa with the save. Domasig. Again. Padillon with a kill.
And it's a very good play coming from Binan. Of course, courtesy of Padillon being really effective on that last frame.
Such tall players from Binan.
Well, for Binan, their chemistry inside the court is already established because, again, they're backed by the Arellano Lady Chiefs. And speaking of a well-established team, they're able to execute a very good attack coming from Punzalan.
That was Caitlin Punzalan getting her first start dito sa laban natin ngayon.
And we only need a few points para dito sa Binan, para lahat sila meron na naka-contribute.
And that's Dara Nieva. This is the very first point of Caloocan that they've actually produced. So hopefully that's a start for them moving forward.
And that's courtesy of Nieva, one of the players that remain playing for Caloocan. And isa din si Nieva na naging rason for Caloocan to place 5th during the last season.
And that time, if you're talking about players from last season, You haven't seen Heart Villaflores just yet. And she makes an entry as our power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now.
And that attack from Villaflores was just too much para dito sa Caloocan.
It's another ace para sa Binan. Off to a really golden start. That was Padillon making it happen. First technical timeout. Binan leads by 4.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable, for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
On a scale of 1 to 10, the coaching staff rates Team Binan Oct a solid 9. That is how well-conditioned the team is, even with back-to-back game schedules. Now sitting at second in the standings, they know they have done well so far, but there is still a lot of work ahead. Head coach Roberto Javier admits that no matter how prepared they are physically, if the team isn't in the right mindset, anything can happen. And that's something they cannot afford in a league this competitive. Hansen Lois.
Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce. It is obviously an acknowledgement that this team right here, Binan Oct Arellano Lady Chiefs, are a formidable squad. But obviously, you don't want to settle for number 2. You want to become number 1. And that is what they're trying to show in this game.
Well, for both teams, we have a little time to prepare.
Still some life. Jolan gets it back. They're gonna do the same thing. Still in play. Villaflores gets another kill.
Villaflores again and again showcasing how effective she is in terms of attacks. That was a very spot-on target.
What a solid kill coming in from Caloocan, or should I say, from Binan. But now it's time to listen to Caloocan.
Itong last na kahapon, kaso mas malakas pa spiker nila. Kaya kailangan i-double time natin yung blockings natin. Kung kayang hahabulin natin. Kahit na medyo malate, ang mahalaga matamama na sa kamay natin para ma-stop yung bola, ha?
I think from recent conversation, there was a point in time where Coach Mike Palermo, they want to build up on what happened yesterday. Strong first 2 sets, but now they're being backed into a corner nitong Lady Chiefs ng Binan.
Well, it was really heartbreaking loss from yesterday kasi it's a very close fight.
That wasn't close. It's a call mula sa ating mga officials that Moming Padillon goes out of her service.
And a lucky point for Caloocan.
Naibabalik din naman agad ng Caloocan. So, Coach Mike, medyo nakita mo yung facial expression niya doon. Definitely not happy with how things are going.
Sa akin, as early as now, knowing how dominating Binan can be, you have to be reminded that they have to minimize their errors right now.
And that is a service ace for Heart Villaflores, leading her squad with 4 points.
And we can really see how satisfied Heart Villaflores was with that service ace. A very controlled service.
Rica gets it to Espinosa. Good Lasan this time. Second try, a little softer, works for El Capitana.
And if it won't work with powerful attack, it's just time to do a drop ball, which then work for Chica Espinosa.
They're gonna need more of her in this match. Only the first point for Chica Espinosa. Laika What a kill. What an approach and what a point for Binan.
And as you can see, yung atake ni Tudlasan, even coming off from a break ball, the speed was there. And even yung strength. And you have to be reminded na ito hindi ganun katangkaran sa Tudlasan. But still, wrist action and leap really works well for her.
Talk about someone tall this time. Shika Espinosa heeding the call of Rica Jolan, getting another.
And no doubt why she was one of the top performers from the previous game.
Now they want to go. Even though Masig faked me, Manalo was there. Laika. Buhay pa ang bola. Flores. Tira-tira. Can't get it yet. Rhea Manalo breaks through the blocks.
Rhea Manalo, player from UE, former player from Lady Warriors. Now, showcasing us her skills and volleyball IQ and strengths para dito sa Caloocan.
It's Rhea Manalo's first point. Flores receives. Laika. Tudlasan gets another point.
And certainly, Tudlasan knows how to respond from that attack. I would say one of the reasons why she was able to execute that one, napakaganda ng buwelo niya. And she really did like that set.
Domasig is gonna give it to the right. Nandun si Nieva. Joust at the middle. Tanagan wasn't ready. And it's a point para sa Binan.
Actually, we saw na medyo dik-dikan na yung laban dun sa net. But of course, Pardillion did saw an opening.
15, serving 8. Espinosa. Can't get it yet. No block touch whatsoever. And Caloocan still struggles after the second technical timeout. Binan leads by 8.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. It is an 8-point lead brought about by Binan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. And Caloocan needs to respond, and that's exactly what they're gonna do.
And of course, Shika, being one of the top performers from last game, already showing off right now. And you can see kung gaano ka-consistent si Shika dito in terms of her attacks.
They're trying to shake the first few minutes off nitong set number 1. Tira-tira had a hand on it. That's a spike. Padillon goes soft. Rica Torrea. Back throw. That's a back row attack successful for Heart Villaflores.
Nobody expected that attack will go in. Gandang leap na ginawa nito ni Heart Villaflores. Almost close to the line.
17 serving 9. Binan looking really good in set number 1. Quick did not work. Villaflores. What an approach.
Another one for Villaflores. It's as if she already calculated kung saan niya dadalhin yung bola. Cross court hit. Hindi man lang nahawakan ng mga blockers.
In-adjust niya din yung approach niya eh. Really, the timing was on point for Hart. Unfortunately for Laika, that is an error and a point goes to Caloocan.
Tinatawanan niya na lang yung error niya kanina. But we all know, hindi masaya si Coach Obet sa mga ganong mga errors.
But Desma serving. Might go overboard. And that was Dahab ready for the kill.
Maaga-agang regalo para dito kay Dahab.
Just having the presence of mind ready enough for that one. Tomasi goes to Hart. She was initially denied, but it did not work whatsoever.
And even if that attack was deflected, coverage ang kulang para dito sa Caloocan.
7 points para dito kay Hart Villaflores. She's off to a solid start. Can Caloocan respond? Binan rejects them right back. And that is your game's community cam powered by PusoP.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Binan Arellano faithful, definitely happy with how their team's showing right here. I think we should try to listen to Caloocan one more time.
Tao dito, mag-press mo lang tayo, atake tayo. Girls, gusto ko yung atake, bigyan natin explosive na atake. Yung kalaban kasi natin, nakita nyo kung gaano silang matake, di ba? Si Daisy, oh.
And that was Coach Mike Palermo. Sinasabi na i-level nyo yung laro nyo sa ginagawa ng Binan.
And I think from that last frame, Dahab was she was attempting to do a explosive attack, but that strength wasn't enough para makalusot dito sa kamay ni Punzalan.
And because of the levels of difference, Binan now holds a 9-point advantage in set 1.
Now we can see Melendres inside the court, a replacement for Dahab.
And unfortunately for her, she's not gonna hold that ball just yet.
And I think Jolan with that one-hand set, medyo sayang because it was not coordinated by Rhea Manalo.
21 serving 11. This is a free ball. Tomasig to Padillon. And that's enough to get 22.
Well, from the height of the ball, etong pag-approach ni Padillon, it's as if he already knew na mapapatay niya yung bola.
Espinosa had to dive for that and another rejection. It's another Punzalan stoppage.
Punzalan being really active in the net defense. So you can see payong na payong.
Raslan is going to be stepping in for the first time. Same could be said para kay Abigail Eusebio, replacing itong si Hart Villaflores, producing 7 points in this game so far. What an outing. Yulan goes to Raslan immediately. Take 2. That time, it went well for Rhea Manalo.
Well, with the consistency of Punzalan, Rhea Manalo found a way how to get through. Well, para dito kay Punzalan, we can see na medyo may gap yung blockings niya from that last frame.
Tomasig goes back, but Olivera was ready. 1-2 play. Even worked out so much better para sa Binan. Set point ngayon ang Lady Chiefs.
Now we can see Cafe replacing Padillon. Ito si Cafe, she's also one of those players that have contributed a lot of aces para sa kanyang kupunan. He lived up to the title ng service specialist.
And that's because she does this. A jump serve. Manalo back row. And that is enough to put an end to set number 1. Quite a dominating look mula sa Binan Oct Arellano Lady Chiefs. Your final score, 25-12. We'll be right back for set number 2.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Here are your set 1 highlights, and that was all Binan in dominating fashion as they took control quite early. Nakapag-establish na magandang kalamangan, had their defense prepped up, and the attacks were all on point in this first set.
For the first set, it is indeed another display of collective effort, and they have shown how dominating they can be in terms of attacks. As you can see, 16-17, 2 blocks to none, and 2 aces to none as well. In terms of opponent errors, parehas lang. But still, Binan still managed to get a win, of course, because of their powerful offense and from the attackers, and as well as the kill block, courtesy of Punzalan, who was very consistent in the net defense.
And those 7 attacks out of 12, there's obviously more to be desired mula sa koponang ito, and that is exactly what you would expect from Caloocan. But you're looking at Heart Villaflores right now, off to a really solid start with 7 points in the first set. Her approach, the poise and the grace was all there in that first set.
A very fierce play coming para dito kay Heart Villaflores. If we can recall, it's not only the attack. She also provided a point dito sa kanyang service line with 1 service ace. And already 7 points sa maaga-agang set 1.
But hindi rin siya nilalabas because she can also, receive pretty well from the back row. So there's obviously a lot of threats. The return of Sam Tira-Tira, Moming Padillon is there. Let's see how Caloocan adjusts in this set number 2. Ruslan now part of the starting lineup. And that goes out. It's the first point para sa AM Spikers.
Well, ang difference dito from the previous set, Binan started off strong with an ace. Unfortunately, for second set, they started off with an error. And it's a point for Caloocan.
Tomasig activates Sam Tira-Tira, and the Tower of Power gets the first point.
And Tira-Tira with another point, I would say also with the help of the net. Medyo sumabit itong bola.
But Sam Tira-Tira getting her first point in the second set. She already had some kanina. Ruslan, that didn't even reach the other side. It's an error mula sa Caloocan.
Did deflected by the net. He shows na medyo merong problema sila in terms of setting and even adjustments ng attacker.
Lasan jump serving. Lipat kay Manalo. Off the block. That works for Rhea.
Of course, to gain the momentum back on their side, had the Rhea Manalo, the powerful attack. Not even Tira-Tira's height can stop her attack.
There's a service again. Lasan tossing. Hart. Galan gets it to Suzanne. And Tira blocks her.
Tira found a way to redeem herself from that last block galing kay Manalo. And now, she found a way to block Raslan's attack.
Now it's Sam at the line. Safely gets it to Raslan. And everybody's staring at the middle.
And we notice kung gaano ka-active itong si Punzalan ngayon in terms of the net defense. A very good block there.
Parang nung una medyo okay ka na kasi nagsiserve na si Sam sa likod. But then there's Punzalan. Yet again coming through. Padillon, not just yet. Or maybe it is. Marian Padillon gets the point.
And even with that hand placement, etong si Padillon, she was able to gain a point. No follow-up para dito sa Caloocan.
Raslan still completely checked by Caitlin Punzalan and the Lady Chiefs. Second straight point for Caitlin.
And we can see how important the blockings are. Kasi somewhat napapahinga itong floor defense ng Binan.
Will they try again? Checked once more, Suzanne. Now they go to Caitlin. Raslan take two. Back row attack. That bounces off the net and it works for Tudlasan.
And again, Caloocan is reminded that apart from defense, sobrang effective din ng offense itong Binan. Of course, courtesy of Tudlasan. Contributing a lot for her team.
That is a quick. That did not work still. Plays are executed, but they're not finding the floor. Binan leads by 6 against Caloocan.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Almost but not quite there yet. The Caloocan AM Spikers almost got their first win against Negros yesterday, but things turned unfortunate for them starting in the third set. Talking to Coach JM, he says they know they are ready, pero laging feeling nila kinakapos and they can't quite figure out what's missing. Caloocan is taking things slowly, like how they were reverse swept last game. These consecutive losses might just be the early sets in a longer match, one that could still end their way. Malay natin, the tides might finally turn for them soon. Hans and Lois.
We're still kicking things off right from the start dito sa second set. And you're right, they can further improve on this, but they have to minimize all of their errors. Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarsen. Based on what she said, Lois, it's a situation. This is a marathon, not a sprint, but at some point, you're gonna have to at least pick up on your steps.
And from this, another free point was given to Binan because of the rotational error of Caloocan. And Ledesma did redeem that error with her running attack. Desma, a very effective middle attacker. And she used to play for Letran Lady Knights back in her college years.
Hindi niya naibigay ng buo yung power dun sa hampas, but it was enough to get them the point. Here's some power from Caitlin Punzalan.
And Punzalan just really present in all department.
And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Lois, you were saying.
You know, etong si Punzalan, she's been really consistent in terms of her attacks. But then again, another rotational fault coming from the Caloocan.
And you know, it hurts even more kasi hindi na kailangan paghirapan ng Binyan yung mga ganong puntos eh.
Exactly.
And I think at this point, they have no choice but just to talk about it. Let's listen in.
Natulog sa kanto. Ngayon, pag nasa gitna ka, hindi, wait lang. Hindi, wait lang. Walang magawa. Pag nasa gitna ka lang. Pag nandito ka, sumagat ka dito, para maging safe, kahit pumantay ka sa mga kagilid mo at safe ka, ang nangyari sa'yo, umusog ka kasi dito ng konti, eh si Chi, nakapasok sa gitna dahil per-first ball siya. Kumagal, lumagpas ka sa kanya. Gets mo? O sige, walang maisasama. Hindi, sila. Hindi, nag-overlap siya. Sumagal, sila.
So this was a timeout specifically for Rhea Manalo. Has that ever happened to you, Lois? Na yung timeout para sa'yo talaga?
Well, may mga times na gano'n na single out ka ng coach, especially when we do mistakes. And itong mga errors, hindi naman siya all the time ma-avoid eh, but somehow mami-minimize. And for this, I think, it's time for Caloocan to understand their roles inside the court. And by that, I think it will help them para matutunan kung ano ba yung tamang rotation, position nila, para hindi naman nasasayang yung mga puntos that we're giving out to Binyan.
I think sa ngayon, they're pleading their case because the way or the format that they had kanina lamang was the same format that they think they have now. But of course, merong iba-ibang visions and perspectives ang ating mga officials, and they saw what they saw a while ago. A point was awarded to Binyan, and Caloocan is just gonna have to find their way to score. And that's exactly how you get rid of that frustration.
Exactly, a way to get rid of the frustration coming from a very easy point para sa mga kalaban. And of course, Chica Espinosa being such a reliable player, leading her team. And even we heard from that last time out na medyo there's a little arguments para sa kanilang koponan. But we're hoping that the performance of Chica will make an adjustment para doon sa kanilang pinakita. However, Punzalan and the blockings of Domasig is really present and on point right now.
What a rejection from Kat Domasig, placing her at 3 points, the setter. And again, another rotation fault. That's 3 points already awarded to Binyan. And that's almost the same score na meron ng Caloocan ngayon.
And this is very alarming. Now they're trying to contest whether tama ba itong calls from our second referee.
Now you're looking at, head coach Mike Palermo already being a little alerted with the situation. And obviously, nafe-feel mo na yung frustration ng Caloocan. And it's been going on for quite some time. And they had to stand up for it. The officials immediately apologizing for their mistake. That's how it's gonna go. Goes out. A rare error from Binyan. But if you're Caloocan, you're definitely gonna take it.
I would agree to that, and it's time for Caloocan to take advantage of those errors. And we're seeing now Espinosa lifting up her teammates, talking things through.
And yet, another error coming through. So, unti-unti ring binabalik, and those are two errors specifically from Villaflores.
And exchanges of errors para dito sa dalawang koponan.
6 serving 12. That goes out. Palitan ng errors ng dalawang teams natin.
And I think it's time para sa dalawang teams to at least compose themselves, reflect before the service starts.
Aslan was there. Manalo had to adjust. Domasig, 1-2. And that is point number 14.
Very quick thinking there by Domasig. And if we saw that from the last frame, mabilis na tingin lang yung kinakailangan niya. And she already found the spot.
Ponsalan goes service. They were saying it goes out. And Domasig has done it again.
And Caloocan is really scrambling on their defense right now. And there are a lot of break balls. And if that continues to happen, they won't be able to execute a play and as well as distribute a good set.
And not only that, make it a reception fault from Tanagan and Caloocan as Punzalan scored an ace. And they lead by their biggest, 16-6 at the end of the technical timeout.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Pusop Pilipinas. Lots of cheers definitely coming in. And we are still here at the Arellano University Gym Legarda as another ace has happened off cam. 2 straight ace points for Kaislyn Punzalan.
And Lacerna wasn't able to anticipate that one. Miscalculated service coming.
There's a touch. Domasig to Tudlasan for that point.
And Tudlasan already put an end. I'd say the reception of Caloocan right now is really down. From that service point and then an overpass. And we all know how Binan can take advantage of those.
There it was. They still wanted to keep it alive. But at that time, Manalo was ready to take it. Or should I say Dahab?
Now we'll see Nieva will replace Manalo.
That was Rhea Manalo scoring her second point, and Tira easily gets it back.
And for Tira, it's not always about strength. As you can see, just the right placement, the right power. Of course, because of her height, it's also an advantage.
Jolan goes left. Raslan goes way low.
And another attack from Raslan. It was deflected by the net. And that was enough to call for a timeout.
And there's obviously frustration surrounding Caloocan here, and I think we're gonna have to check on them once more.
natin. I-redeem naman natin sarili natin. Hindi pwedeng ganito tayo. Ano to? Tama siya, hindi naman kayo high school eh. Di ba paulit-ulit yung gitna nyo kahit yung last game?
Just a few hours or minutes ago, Lois, we were covering a high school team. And that is what Coach Mike Palermo is asking them now, that they are not at that level and they want to showcase that today.
And skill-wise, it's all present. They just have to execute it well.
Doon na naman sa kabila. Another free ball for Binan. Tomasig. Can't get it yet. Nieva goes long once again.
And Neva, with that attack, a block touch was made by Tira.
Tsaka maganda yung angulo eh. Kita niya na mas matangkad sa kanya. So, why not head up?
And I think that was really intentional.
Ball kept alive. Somebody was there. Tudlasan finishing it off.
And Tudlasan, regardless whether outside yung bola na yun or not, it was still a block touch from Caloocan.
They didn't want to let it go. Now more people are starting to come in. That is Abitria and Jas Gelaga.
There really is a huge gap in our scores here. Binan already at 21 and Caloocan still remained in a single-digit score.
Which gives Coach Obet Javier the liberty of putting in some of his reserves. There was a block touch, but that one was quite long.
And Abitria started off with an error. I think medyo kailangan niya pang mag-init inside the court.
Looking to score in double digits ang Caloocan. Plays not over just yet. What a point. Oh, and if you're Caloocan, that hurts you to your core.
And it's very rare that we get a point coming from a libero. Something that would shake off the atmosphere. We can see smiles on the faces para dito sa Binan. But on the other hand, frustrations coming from Caloocan because easy points na nakakapuntos itong kanilang mga kalaban.
Best player of the game, Silas Segovia, stepping in for Binan. But there is Ledesma asking everybody to shake off the rust.
And this is the improvement that we really wanted to see. A good pass can also equate to the activation of the middle attackers.
Ledesma scoreless in that first set. Now she has two. They try to keep things alive. La Serna was there. And again, miscommunication.
And it's really the miscommunication for the side of Caloocan that's putting them at a disadvantage. And yung miscommunication na yun, nangyayari yun when they don't understand their roles, yung scope na kailangan nila inside the court. And Chica Espinosa trying to talk things through with her teammates, trying to calm everyone. Because errors from Binan is, of course, an opportunity for them.
Wanted to keep going. That is the idea. And for Ledesma, she has been the silver lining of Caloocan in set 2.
Exactly. With that service ace and as well as the powerful attack from the middle, I think it somehow should have boost itong moral ng Caloocan if she remained consistent in the service line.
The former Lady Knight leading the charge. And yet there it goes again. 3 straight points para sa Caloocan, showing some life here.
And I think we now see how effective that service is from Ledesma. And how she was able to set the mood for her team.
Caloocan's not giving up without a fight. And then there was Domasig breaking all momentum for the AM Spikers.
Again, Domasig showing us how smart of a player she is with all that moves. I think she's really observant even before mag-start pa.
At napakahirap niyang i-predict.
Exactly.
Yolan had to get it across. Tudlasan. She goes to the backside. And Gelaga can't get it across.
And for this, as long as hindi pa tapos para sa Caloocan, there's still more opportunity for them. As long as maayos nila yung sistema na meron sila ngayon. But of course, for Binan, they only need one more point before they can clinch this set.
And hold up. I believe that was net touch already. Mula kay Shika Espinosa and the rest of Caloocan as they trail. And Binan gets another set victory. Are we looking at another sweep to close the day? Or will Caloocan say something about it?
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
It is now Binan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs leading 2 sets to none. And this set number 2 was no different from the first one. It was blocking and miscommunication. That was the plague nitong Caloocan AM Spikers. There were some signs of life, but eventually Binan came over to finish it off.
And it was really a smooth finish para dito sa koponan ng Binan. However, the reason as to why Caloocan was put at disadvantage is because of how their errors piled up. Well, we started off with rotational errors, service errors, reception errors, and a lot more. And knowing that how etong Binan knows how to play, they really took advantage of those errors. As you can see from this score, 25 to 14 in terms of attacks, almost half of what Caloocan have given. And in terms of blockings, again, courtesy of Punzalan and aces, of course, na hindi nawawala dito sa koponan ng Binan. Even if magkalapit lang itong opponent errors, they still manage to get this second set for Binan.
Heart Villaflores didn't even need to score a single point in set number 2. That is how well distributed yung scoring chances na binibigay nitong si Domasig, who has been the consistent setter of them. We haven't seen Sheena Cafe enter yet, except for the very first set. Kani-kanina lamang. Meanwhile, for Caloocan, there's a change in woman power now as Andrea Yap replaces Rica Diolan in the setting position. There it goes. It's inside quite quickly for Laika Tudlasan.
And Tudlasan, we all know na kahit anong ibigay mo sa kanyang bola, you always find a way. And it's time for Caloocan to at least reflect on their errors and how they'll be able to manage to get the score. But from that last sequence, lucky point for Caloocan as Binan had an error from the block touch.
Medyo nanggigil si Tudlasan, holding on towards the net. Gusto niya sanang bawiin. Ball kept alive. Manalo had to adjust. Tira, tira. Not just yet. They want to do a take two for number 2.
If it won't work on the first try, second will.
And that is your power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now, and that gives, you know, your middle blocker some more energy. Mas may gana siyang tumalon for those fakes.
Especially yung kagustuhang makabaway nito ni Tira-Tira, and as well as yung confidence na binigay nitong ni Dumasig can really help the team.
What a dive. Padillon. Yap, tosses it over. That's a very simple approach from Nieva, and maybe those are some things na pwede nilang gawin dito sa set 3.
And Nieva being with that smart move. Really, as you can see, nabuwig niya lang talaga yung blocker's hands. Even if out of system yung kanyang pag-approach, she still managed to gain a point.
All about positioning. Nobody home. Villaflores had to get it across. Hard. Not yet. Manalo was blocked. Free ball for Binan. Another tira-tira quick. Puts them at the lead.
And Tira-Tira being really active and efficient here in the middle. And sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako dito para kay Tira-Tira because she only needs yung leap eh. Hindi na ganun kailangan yung effort na ma-exert
The
niya.
all out, no?
And naiibabawan niya yung bola.
Goes in for Daranyeva. Here's a player that we haven't seen much.
And Neva, one of the players, the key player as to why they placed 5th during the last season.
Fortunately, it goes out for Rhea Manalo. She has to shake off yung kanyang mga frustration sa mga nakaraang set because it's quite seen in her body language. Yap had to get it across. Back row. What a block. Villaflores, not yet. Kabila naman. Joust once more, but Espinosa has it under control. Villaflores again. Hard. Not happening for Binan. It's a point for the AM Spikers.
And it's an opportunity for Caloocan to tie things up. Here we're seeing more improved defense patterns para dito sa Caloocan.
You're right about that. Chica Espinosa tosses it again. Back row attack. Manalo this time. And that goes out. Caloocan now leads by 1.
And now Manalo again showing off for this match. And redeeming herself from that previous error.
Manalo having a total of 5 points. Villaflores squeezing it through the defenders for a point.
Again, kanina si Villaflores medyo nababantayan ng kalaban, but now she then again found a way to break the blocker's hands and as well as the defense pattern of Caloocan.
She's not allowing herself to have no points in set 3. Great serve. Free ball now. Looking for Laika. And that's how you like it.
That is a very aggressive attack coming from Laika Tudlasan. And we can see how she really wanted to set a very cannon-like attack.
Now Binan back into the driver's seat they are. 1-2 play cancelled by Punzalan.
Punzalan again, yung presence of mind and how effective she is dito sa kanilang net defense. Ang galing niya talagang magbasa. She's really looking at the attacker's hands.
Actually, the leading scorer of this Binan squad, itong si Kaislyn Punzalan, already with 9 points for her team. But that's an error brought about by Hart Villaflores, so the lead goes down by just 1. There it goes again. That time, Punzalan coming through with another. Not just yet. It was a fake from Punzalan, but Domasig finishing it off. A 2-point lead for Binan.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Play your role. If there's one thing that stood out in today's games, it's exactly that, knowing how to shine in your own role. Every player brings something different to the court and every position matters. But for Team Binan Oct, it's not just about those inside the lines. Even the ones off the bench play a vital part as energy boosters. They clap, cheer, bang the boards. Meron pang Christmas songs kanina. After all, Burmans na, kaya whatever it takes to lift the team spirit, they do it. Because in Binan, playing your role means giving your all, whether you're scoring points or spreading the energy. Speaking of roles, I've played mine. Passing it over to you, Hans and Lois.
Maraming salamat. You did your role pretty well, Queen Barcarce, and Merry Christmas to you as well. May maagang pamasko. Itong si Laika Tudlasan patungo sa depensa ng Caloocan.
Again, Tudlasan just really consistent on her attacks. Really aggressive. I think one of the reasons kung bakit ang hirap i-counter nito ng Caloocan is because of the speed and strength at bigat ng palo nito ni Tudlasan.
There's an off-ball or off-speed attack. Domasig had to adjust. Shika, Turea, not yet. But what a recovery from Ledesma.
Well, Ledesma really knows how to take advantage of those overpasses.
You know, for Binan, it really hits different for you to play at your home court. Kasi kahit yung bench, gaya nga na sinabi ni Queen kanina, sobrang ganado mag-cheer.
And of course, yung vital roles nito ng mga nasa bench players. And of course, may mga effort din yan na hindi natin nakikita inside this court. But then again, I think Punzalan, rather Padillon, really showed us.
What a kill from Marion Padillon. Just, that's her spot. That's her hot zone, if I would say.
I think she was motivated by the cheer nitong mga nasa bench.
They're never staying quiet, Lois, that's for sure. But then, it's an error. Mula dito kay Sam Tira-Tira trying to get Andrea Yap set. And you know, when Andrea Yap started coming in, there's been some sort of stability para dito sa koponan ng Caloocan as they are just down by 1. Ledesma serving. That is a quick. Still recovered by Espinosa. Play goes on. Manalo. That swerves to the right. And Manalo gets a point.
And Manalo is on fire again for this set. As we can see, yung kalamangan nitong Binan nababawasan na. I would say na lumalapit na yung mga scores. And now we're tied at 10.
Yep. Not even the lead. We're all tied up. Villaflores doesn't go for the kill yet. Now it's Padillon. Goes a little softer. Caloocan was expecting something strong. They didn't expect that.
And Padillon really knows how to deceive itong kanilang mga opponents with just stopping the ball. Sure was effective para dito sa kanilang koponan.
11 serving 10. There was a slight mishap. Hart again. Block touched. But nobody else was there.
And another point from Hart Villaflores. Dina medyo tumatahimik. Scores followed by her previous errors. But now, she's slowly redeeming herself back.
Starting to step in is their team. Play goes on again. Hart once more. Dives a little deeper. Manalo finds the back of the court.
Again, Manalo's already on fire for this set. Think siya sa mga rason kung bakit hindi na nalalayo itong kalamangan ng Binan. And that happens kasi naayos na itong mga reception ng Caloocan.
Free ball now. Miscommunication from Melendres. Padillon. Such a powerful spiker is Marion Padillon.
And kahit saan mo ibigay yung bola para dito sa Binan, everybody can contribute a point. Wow, it's a very spectacular way to take advantage of the blocker's hands.
Tudlasan with 9. Padillon with 8. Villaflores with 9. Punzalan with 9. Everybody's doing a little bit of everything. No wonder. You know, Sheena Cafe and the others are just chilling at the bench.
And this only says one thing. How well Domasic distributes itong mga set.
Villaflores. Dug by Jolana. Now Domasic. That's the second time we saw that today.
And you know, I've been saying this even in the previous game. It's really an advantage if you're a lefty, and especially if you're a setter. We have Domasic doing that move again and again.
A lefty setter makes it so unpredictable. Free ball for Binan. Punzalan will not get the ball inside because it goes out, says the referees.
There's just too much power on that attack to the point na hindi niya na naangkuluhan itong kanyang atake.
Well, they want to try to go at it again. And Domasic, how many more tricks do you have on your sleeve?
And Domasic is really effective dito sa kanyang mga smart moves. Ang hirap pulihin. It's hard to anticipate.
And that was this game's community camp powered by PusoP.com. Your game, your community. Join now. As we're joining the cheers of the Arellano natives. That was a bounce off the net. Domasic wants to do it again. Free ball for Binan. She has been active. Punzalan, courtesy of an assist from Kat Domasic. And the flow continues, riding the wave of Binan as they lead by 4.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Just a solid outing from Kat Tomasig, doing a little bit of everything in this game. There she goes again. Pero mas handa na ang Caloocan. Padillon goes long. That's an error. Point for Caloocan.
And I think Padillon was opting to target that zone 1. However, there's just too much power on that hit. A miscalculated one.
13, serve in 18. Now they go to Tudlasan for a bit more power. And Yolan did not expect for it to be so close to the net.
An uncontrolled defense of Caloocan put them at risk, at a disadvantage. Now we can see Caguicla becoming the service specialist, replacing Punzalan.
Alona Caguicla doing the service for the Lady Chiefs. And unfortunately for her, kailangan pa munang magpainit nitong si Alona.
Exactly.
More substitutions stepping in. Andrea Yap doing service. Rhea Manalo also making a return. Yap could serve. To Masig, to Sam. Caloocan's turn, quite easy. Laika, breaking.
Again, Tudlasan proving that height is not always might. That very leap really helped her to execute that smart and effective attack.
What power and sheer force from Laika Tudlasan as they lead by 4. Free ball na naman. Now they go to Laika again.
And from time to time, para dito sa kupunan ng Binan, merong nagsi-step up eh. Another score early on. We have Punzalan, followed by Villa Flores, Domasig, and now Tudlasan is back.
Manalo wants to do her version of breaking the wall. Take 2 from Rhea. And that was a rejection valid of a point.
I think it was a block coming from Tira Tira. And it's really hard to see whether it came from a block or only deflected by the net.
Yap wants to go to Shika. Andrea goes long. Ball still kept in play. Laika had no choice, but she was caught stepping on the line. That's a point for the AM Spikers.
Tudlasan lost her balance from that last frame because of an over-received ball. And it's an opportunity now for Caloocan.
You know, Lois, Caloocan's trying to put all the possible stops here.
We'll see if they'll be able to try to extend and stretch this match.
And that they're trying to do.
I think it's now evident coming from the attack of Dara Nieva, playing jersey number 5.
That back line seems to be Caloocan's best friend. And again, another error from the attacking side. Tudlasan proves that she's human after all. But for Binan, it's the AM Spikers slowly closing in. They're not giving up an inch. This has been the closest set so far sa ating naging tatlong sets in this competition. And from how it looks like, you're looking at this player. Is she a setter? Is she, you know, maybe a wing spiker? You'll never know.
I would say she's an attacking setter.
Yep.
And it's really an advantage. She's also a lefty. She has a good angle and position. Something that can really help the team. But apart from that, the smart moves and how she orchestrated the play for her team, it's really remarkable.
Parang pag nasa Caloocan ka, medyo mababad trip ka palalo. Kasi aside from Sam Tira-Tira, who just scored her point, hindi mo rin alam kung sino pang dapat mong bantayan.
And doon pinapakita ni Dumasig how well she can distribute the ball para masitan itong kanyang mga attackers.
Sam Tira-Tira scores her 8th point in this match. And what a service ace from Laika Tudlasan. My goodness, scoring 7 points in this set alone. Doing a little bit of everything. And now, we gotta check in with Coach Mike Palermo and the AM Spikers.
Mahina. Automatic yun, nag-short ball yun. Attempt kagad tayo. Sundan natin yung bola kung sa papunta. Hindi pwede yung tayo lalapitan ng bola, okay? Sayang ulit, may atake tayo, kaya kung baka first ball tayo. Yun lang, first ball lang muna tayo.
Huge emphasis on 2 things. The first ball and the softball touch na ginagawa ng Binan. That's what Coach Mike Palermo wants them to adjust on.
Coach Mike sort of like gave a reminder lang to always go back to basics. Few reminders and polishing ang kailangan ito ng Caloocan to at least get back sa kanilang sistema and to showcase kung ano talaga yung meron sila.
And I think that's the perfect representation of that. First ball, good set, go for the easy kill.
That's in courtesy of Rhea Manalo, former Lady Warrior.
Now there's a new player. Maybe a magic bunot para kay Coach Mike Palermo. That's Dalrymple Lingay. Checking in for the first time. Tira-tira again. Lingay wasn't as ready as she thought she was, as Sam gets another point.
Just as I was saying, from time to time, iba yung na-highlight na player para dito sa koponan ng Binan.
For Dumasig, it's the idea na parang every time may nakakalimutan player, they go for that. But now, we go back to Caloocan.
Yo, service na lang. Anyway, ito, first ball tayo ulit, ha? Guys, focus na tayo, kaya, ha? Nasa harap ka na, Daisy. Nasa harap ka na. Daisy, tapatan mo na yung middle. Pag maganda first ball nila, kahit ano lang, kahit maiwan ka na.
Now for Daisy Melendres, who isn't usually part of the starting 6, she has a very tough assignment to do here.
And we sure know kung ano yun. Of course, for a more improved blockings on their front line, because we have Hart Villaflores, Punzalan, and Eusebio for Binan. So they have 3 attackers. And we'll see how Melendres will make a change para dito sa kanyang kupunan. A former Lady Knight as well. Ever there was a miscommunication there with Melendres and Yap.
And this officially puts them at match point. And the worst part about it is, it's Sheena Cafe, their service specialist, with another jump serve that's gonna finish things off once and for all, not even giving a chance for Caloocan to fight. And that is how we're gonna end it. A bit more swag, poise from Sheena Cafe, as there's all smiles from Binan Arellano Chiefs to put an end to the last match of this doubleheader.
And she really did her job, Sheena Cafe. She only had one job and she successfully put her team into winning this match.
And the winning ways, the winning culture continues para sa kupunan ng Binan Arellano Lady Chiefs. And for the side of Caloocan, it's them going back to the drawing board, as they will have to find a way to reset once more, kasi they're still one more team na kailangan nilang abangan before the end of the first round of eliminations. And they're gonna be meeting all of these teams one more time right after that.
Exactly. And Caloocan still remain winless. Just need to figure out a way on how they will be able to find a unified system. Because we all know they came from different teams back in the collegiate. Just need to sort things out.
Just wasn't there for Caloocan, but for Binan, it's 25-12, 25-14, and 25-18. The winning streak continues for the Lady Chiefs.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Once more, it is Binan Arellano Chiefs winning 25-12, 25-14, and 25-18 in dominating fashion against Caloocan AM Spikers. What a way to end things for our doubleheader para sa araw na ito. But today's queen of our court, Lois, I'll give you the honors of introducing her.
Well, this player, our queen of the court, is none other than Kaiselin Punzalan. Well, we've seen other players, attackers, contributing point for their team, but it was truly Punzalan who contributed a lot in defense and gave justice to what a middle blocker is supposed to be.
Just A solid all-around effort from Punzalan, and she is on your screens right now together with our courtside reporter, Quinn Barcarce.
That is right. I am with the queen of the court from Binan Oct. We have Casey Punzalan. Casey, balita ko, first time mo mag-queen of the court. Ano mas nakakakaba? Yung paglalaro, ito.
Feeling ko po ito po pagsagot ko dito.
Ito ba, Casey, in-expect mo ba itong makukuha mo itong recognition na to?
Hindi po. Siyempre, lahat po kami nag-contribute po sa team. So, nakakagulat po kanina nung tinawag po ako.
Oh, if there's one thing naman na favorite mo about sa nilaro mo ngayong gabi, ano yun?
Siguro po sa blockings, kasi doon po talaga ako naglalak and nire-remind po ako ng mga coaches namin na lagi mag-focus sa blockings. And feeling ko na-fulfill naman po yun ngayong game.
At dahil first time mo to, Casey, alam ko maraming gustong magpabati sa'yo, maraming gustong mga musta. Now is your time.
Gusto ko po muna batiin lahat ng family ko sa San Pablo, Laguna and yung mga family ko din sa Batangas, sa Calamba and sa Bicol. And gusto ko rin po batiin sina Sir Peter Cayco, Sir Val Cayco and Sir Francisco Cayco. And dagdag ko rin po sina Mayor Jalalonte, Sir Peter Cayco, Vice Mayor Dada Reyes, Kong Armando Magila, Consi Ezekiel Customs, Chocolate Republic, Binan Minimart. Yun po. And sila po, tsaka mga teammates and coaches ko po, binabati ko po dahil nilaban namin ngayong araw!
Congratulations to our Queen of the Court, Casey Punzalan, and of course, Team Binan Oct. Share nyo naman yung teammate nyo. Ayun. Congratulations, Team Binan, and handing it over to you, Hans and Lois.
Maraming salamat, Miss Quinn Barcarce. I didn't expect for Casey to be so timid and shy, but she is definitely a rock star on our court. She is our queen of the court. But here are your Smarts Powered Up Plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G, only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. From set 1 to set 3, there's been some development from Caloocan's gameplay. It's just that for Binan, it's been consistent all round long.
I would agree to that. Also, one of the reasons I think why Binan was able to clinch this match is because of how familiar they are. Ito, home court nga nila, and also they're familiar with each other. Again, they're backed by Arellano Lady Chiefs as compared to what Caloocan has. They're composed of players that are from different collegiates, and dito, isang sistema na lang yung nilalaro ng Arellano Lady Chiefs, which is now Binan Oct.
And I think from what we saw dito sa Binan, it's them starting to really get accustomed to working with each other. Kasi nung mga nakaraang mga laban, sure, sabihin natin that they're all, or almost all of them are from one school, there's still a lot of improvements left. Pero dito, mas kita mo na yan. Meanwhile, for Caloocan, maraming developments eh. There's been a lot of changes with how things are going for them. Pero kung meron silang babaunin sa laban na to, what would it be?
Well, for Caloocan, they have to be reminded na basics dapat establish na yung sistemang nilalaro nila. And again, I've been mentioning this a while ago, understanding their roles inside the court and yung limitations as well. But for Binan, again, really a display of dominance with their powerful and explosive attacks, and of course, notable performance para dito also sa kanilang setter na si Domasi.
Definitely understanding their roles, definitely looking at where they can take advantage of, at kahit sino man ang ipasok, you see the consistency, you see the heart and the spirit of every single person once they're all under Catherine Domasig's control. And I don't mean that in the worst way possible, because Domasig is just that influential of a player, with Cafe finishing it off for each and every one of us today. What a day it has been, Lois.
Well, exactly. We really saw how powerful Binan is, of course, playing inside their court. But one of the things that we can see here is yung huge amount ng attacks and how effective they are. Of course, blockings, we have contributions para dito kay Punzalan, our queen of the court, and aces. This just shows their consistency and ball control na sobrang effective. As you can see here, they have more errors as compared to Caloocan, but still, they managed to clinch the match because of their powerful attacks.
Mas nababawi nila sa tulong ng kanilang kumpiyansa and just quickly resetting whenever they have a chance for it. It's a 44 versus 75 total score here. 3 sets para sa kanila ngayon. And now, we're looking at the games on Wednesday. We're kicking things off with probably the best match that we will be having. It's number 2 Binan going up against number 1 Dasmariñas. It's Caloocan and San Juan looking to get back into the winning column, and Marikina, Quezon going head-to-head for our last game of the triple header that will be happening at October 22 sa Marikina Sports Center. Muli magkita-kita po tayo dyan, and nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng mga nanood, nakisaya at nakilahok dito lamang sa Manny Pacquiao's Volleyball, or should I say Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Season 2. In behalf of Quinn Barcarce and my partner Loy Santa Maria, my name is Hans Gilaria. See you next time.